Hello everyone, these are my lovely parents and they've been married 28 years.
Today, we're having our first session of premarital counseling.
I'm Ann Coleman.
I'm your daddy.
Who's daddy? Please say whose parent you are.
I'm Nia and Jordan's daddy.
And I'm the mom. Rusty. Okay. Really, dude. That was my first boyfriend in kindergarten and first grade.
We met on the playgrounds of Madisonville Elementary School in the kindergarten.
He used to swing me on the swings and hold my hand in reading class.
Yes. And that's where it began. She left the school after first grade, and I looked for her for about 6 or 7 years after that. She just vanished. And so about 18, 19 years later, my younger sister was at a baseball game. She found Ann Trotter, called me, let me know she was there. In August of 2088, I flew to Cincinnati to promote a party. And
2088?
Did I say that? 1988. 1988. And drove up in front of my friend's home, and she was sitting outside with my friend playing with the dog, and
He jumped out of the car, and I didn't know who he was, and he picked me up in his arms and swung me around and said, "I found you." And I'm like, what is going on?
and I came back to LA, and we talked to each other every night until she came to visit me in September. And after she came to visit me in September, she never left. We were married that following year,
6 months later.
1989. That was it.
What's the best part about being married?
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, companionship.
Best part is having a best friend next to you all the time.
Having children. There's a list, a long list. There's a lot of pros to being married.
How do you overcome hard times during marriage?
Prayer.
Prayer.
You cannot be married long term without faith, without having something that you believe in bigger than you. Period. You can't do it. It's impossible.
And my answer is that each person has to have an individual relationship with Christ on their own. And those two individual relationships then meet together in the middle, because you have one person that you worship, but you have a personal relationship individually with Christ in order for a marriage to work.
Are gender roles important in your marriage?
There are no gender roles, but there is a gender respect, and that's important, because the word says that a wife is to respect their husband and a husband is to love their wife. So in that sense, I think that is a role. But as far as who cooks or who cleans or who does the money, I think that you work with each. He does his strengths and I do my strengths.
What advice would you give Xavier and Jordan?
You have Christ, you have the man, you have the woman, you have your family, and then you have your career. So if you keep those things in order, then your marriage should be solid.
Yeah, I would, to piggyback on that, I would definitely recommend you guys have to work on yourselves first, period. Because, you're nothing to each other unless you really focus on yourselves first. Your professional, what you do for a profession, what you're bringing to the table individually. And, it would help if you guys liked each other. And it seems like you guys do. And you guys having great communication with one another, and that also seems like you guys do that. Have fun with one another, but when it gets down to serious business like that, you want to get married, which you are engaged right now. You really have to focus on big picture, short-term goals and long-term goals, but bigger pictures, because now you're including somebody else in your life. It's not about just Jordan. It's not about just Xavier now. It's about you guys as one. Sometimes Jordan is going to be up financially and her health and all that stuff, when Xavier isn't, and vice versa. Never a 50-50. But what there is you guys giving the best of yourselves to the relationship. And that's the key. Ladies for gentlemen.
The graveyard looks crowded. People must be dying to get in there.
That's it. Did you give me the answer? The graveyard is getting crowded. People are dying to get in there.
Yes.
Okay. People are dying to get in there. What do you call a fake noodle?
I don't know.
An imposter.
That's supposed to be that easy,
It was in the delivery, dude. It was in the delivery. Today. My goodness, you looking right at it. Oh my goodness. All right. Come on, Cletus.
Okay. Okay, Rusty.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Okay, here we go.